Hello, it is day 16, the end of day 16 on the PCT, and I'm currently hiding in my tent because it is cold and windy, and it's been a long but amazing day, and I thought the sound quality would be better in here, so I hope it's worth it. So today we set off at about 6 a.m. with a lovely sunrise, and we were just above the clouds, which was really cool because it made it look like we were almost looking at the sea with little islands poking out, which were like the different ridges of the mountain below us, which was a really nice thing to walk along and see as we were going. Pretty much the whole day was spent in pine forest and snow, except for the most exciting part, which was, of course, the summit. So Yana and I got to the junction to go up to the summit before the rest of our group, and waited for them. We did slack pack up the mountain, so effectively we took most of the things out of our bags, hid them behind a big rock, and so it felt lovely and light as we started off the mountain. It didn't last too long because it turns out hiking in snow is quite difficult. And going straight up the hill was a challenge, but very rewarding at the end. And a lot of the time it was quite fun because you couldn't really see where the actual trail was. So you were either following footprints, or if you lost the set of footprints that you were following, you could just look at your map and say, I'm here, I need to go in that direction. And so you just walk straight up the mountain until you hit the trail or another set of footprints. So that was quite fun. And the summit itself was amazing. You could see so far in pretty much every direction, and all angles were just beautiful. There was forests and more mountains and kind of a desert cityscape on the other end. So it was just, amazing to look at. And so we waited for the rest of the group to arrive while we were at the top. It was quite sunny, so we just kind of had a little snooze, had some snacks. Took some photos. Some other hikers offered us some pistachios and dried apples, which were very much appreciated. And then, so after that, we made our way back down the mountain and then continued along our route, which took us through more snow. Our micro spikes came in very handy, and it was a lot of learning, which was quite fun. Just like how to walk in snow for that amount of time, and like the difference, like how in the morning, snow is ice hard, and you can walk on top of it with the micro spikes, but later in the day the sun kind of melts it and it gets a little bit sloshy and puffy, a bit more slippery. So all good learning, but we may not need the micro spikes until the Sierras, so another like 400-500 miles or so. So see if we can mail them along. Today either walking along with other people or listening to Jurassic Park. And I met up with Yana towards the end of the day, and we walked the rest of the way down the side of the mountain to our campsite, which leaves us with 16 miles tomorrow, all downhill to a highway where we can get a resupply, some fast food, very importantly. That is incredibly important, very much looking forward to that. And just charging everything up before we go again. So tomorrow should be a lot of fun, should be hopefully go quite quickly, probably start fairly early, 16 miles all downhill, so our knees will probably be in quite a bit of pain, but it'll be worth it for the fast food at the end. So tonight is probably going to be a little bit windy, as it already is, but I've tied my tent to some bushes and I've got a lot of heavy rocks, so I'll put my earplugs in and hopefully we'll have a nice relaxing sleep. I shall see you tomorrow.